As Sagicor Life is
7 a.m. and it's now time for the Morning Watch.
Listeners to Love 101 FM are advised that the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Love 101 FM.
Welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Toussaint. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org, and if you're overseas and on the move, U.S. listeners can access us at 712-832-8001. And if you're in the UK, 0330-6541. Or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the first watch today, the role of our roads in lowering the death count on our roads. And in the second watch, how important is the true spirit of Christmas to Jamaicans today? For our social media question, we ask, what is the true spirit of Christmas? We're asking you to share your responses on our Love 101 FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, and also on WhatsApp 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your responses later on in the program, but before all of that, here's I quote.
All right, good morning. Today's I quote says, we're worth more than our worst decision. Again, it says we're worth more than our worst decision.
Yeah. Good morning, Joka.
Good morning.
Yeah, interesting quote there.
Definitely.
Our real value is not really in what we do, but who we are.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
The first watch will be back after this break.
Love 101.
Once upon a time, there's a girl named Kay. She loved to dance and play. One day at school, she got very ill, and Mom was left with an unbearable bill. It would be easier if Mom was prepared. With School Companion, 80% of the bill is cleared. Medical care for children is a must. For as low as $2,540 per month, make unbearable medical bills go away. Sign up for Sagicor School Companion today. Conditions apply.
Flight attendants, prepare for arrival. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on our final approach into Fort Lauderdale International.
Welcome home to Fort Lauderdale. Enjoy the service you love when you fly the Caribbean way. Our convenient schedule gives you the freedom to plan your perfect getaway. From power meetings to family greetings, take on adventure plays or get styled on shopping days. Fly Caribbean Airlines 3 times weekly from Kingston to Fort Lauderdale. Book now at Caribbean-Airlines.com or call 888-359-2475. Welcome home.
Win with love this holiday season. Use your JMNB Money Transfer Prepaid Visa card between November 1 to December 31, 2024 for a chance to win a $250,000 sports gift voucher or one of 5 $20,000 Brooklyn supermarket vouchers, plus cash back from paying toll and shopping with your card. But that's not all. Participate in this promotion and enter to win your share of a $2.1 million grand prize in the Win with Love promotion ending on June 30, 2025. Receive money anytime, 24/7, using Visa Direct through MoneyGram, through or Remitly, or directly with Priya and Sue. Visit jm.jmnd.com/money-transfer for details on how to enter and win with love. Authorized under Section 58 to betting and Offerings Act. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Toussaint. Now, according to the JIS, road fatalities in Jamaica have been decreasing in recent years. Now that's good news. But as they say, one road fatality is one too many. And among the many questions being asked in relation to the incidence and occurrence of road fatalities is the impact of our roads. And did or do our roads play a role in this regard? Well, to answer these and other related questions, we have online so far Dr. Toussaint Jones, Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, and we will be joined a little later by Stephen Shaw, Manager of Communication and Customer Services at the National Works Agency. Good morning to you, Dr. Jones.
Good morning to you, sir, and good morning to your listeners.
Thank you. Well, let's look at the figures as we begin this discussion, Dr. Jones. What are the latest figures in regards to road fatalities in Jamaica?
Well, one of the most wonderful things that can happen, in my experience, is to wake up in the morning, to look at the police report,
Mm-hmm.
and to see these wonderful words, no fatal collision, was received by the traffic analysis unit last night.
Mm.
So far we have had 346 persons who have died, and nobody died as recorded by the police yesterday, which is wonderful. You mentioned that there had been an increase, yes. Last year, this time, 404 persons had died. So we are down, based on the report, 14%. So far, for December, 9 persons have died, compared to 18 last year and 19 the year before. So yes, we are trending down, but trending down from too high a position.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're not comfortable with trending down, because last year, 425 people died.
Yeah.
And the year before, it was 486. So for the last 3 years, over 400 persons have died. And that is not our goal. Our goal is to get down to about 200. Based on the mandate from the World Health Organization, which has mandated all countries to reduce road traffic fatalities by 50% in the decade of road safety 2020 to 2030.
Yeah.
So our baseline is, in terms of when it started, was 400 plus. So we need to get up to about 212. So we are making progress in that respect. But our biggest challenge really is the number of motorcyclists who are dying in our country. In 2012, when 260, that's a record, 260 persons died. Because of the work of so many different agencies led by the National Safety Council, compared to regularly over 400 when we started in 1993. In that year, when 260 died, only about 42 motorcyclists died. In 2022, over 150 motorcyclists died. So that tells you a story. Not the entire story, but it tells you a big part of the story.
How much is it so far this year for motorcyclists?
It's about 112. I don't have the exact number. But, sorry, no, not 112. Yeah, about 112, yeah. Yeah, it's in that region.
Yeah.
I can put it up for you.
No, that's
in
okay.
this moment. Yeah.
It's okay, no, Doc. Just wanted a ballpark figure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a challenge for us. How do we reduce the number of motorcyclists in the first place, pedestrians in the second place, which is they are the second leading cause in terms of road users. So far for this year, 114 motorcyclists have died, and 62 pedestrians, and 45 private motor car passengers, and 62 private motor car drivers. So those are the big numbers. And we're trying to tackle not each by its own, but looking at what we need to target. And majority of the motorcyclists who are dying are not wearing a helmet. Over 80% of them. And so that's a big challenge. But that's not the only challenge. They're dying also because they're speeding. They're dying also because they're smoking ganja and driving. They're drinking liquor and driving. This thing called special is a serious problem in the country. There are some young men who wake up first in the morning, they want to go and buy special. And after them ride motorcycles. So that is causing a man of trouble in the country. People, generally speaking, road users, those who drive, are dying because they're speeding, because they're driving carelessly.
That's the number one factor.
That's the number one cause, yeah. Speeding, driving recklessly, not keeping to your lane, overtaking recklessly, and pedestrians who are crossing the road carelessly. So those are the issues. We know also that a lot of our people are driving and using cell phone, which is a huge distraction. The law is in effect now, so we're going to be gathering the data. But we know that from North American experience that texting and driving is a huge problem.
Yeah.
We know our people are not peculiar.
Yes.
So when we put all those things together, the question is, what can you do? You mentioned roads, and I can get back to it in a minute. But we look at road safety in a very comprehensive way, very holistic way. There are 5 things that we need to do well, that we need to do consistently well, that we need to do together. We need to make sure that people don't speed. We need to have safe speed. We need to make sure they have safe roads. We need to make sure that we have safe road users. We just spoke about that. We need to make sure we have safe vehicles. And last, that when people crash, there's a system that can move them effectively and quickly from point A to point B, where they can get care in a relatively short time, and they can be moved carefully and not exacerbate their injuries.
Yeah.
In respect of the safe road issue, it's the very time that you're speaking about this. There was a meeting yesterday that I should have been, but I couldn't attend, whereby the Road Safety Unit, the Island Traffic Authority, have invited an international body called IRAP, International Road Assessment Program. They are now in Jamaica. Their mandate worldwide is to assess the road network of a country, assign a star to it. 5 is the best, 1 is the worst. WHO has mandated that for you to have safe roads, you need to have at least a 3-star quality. So at the end of the process, they will assign a star quality to our road network and then tell the government through the IT what it's going to cost to bring your road network up to at least a 3-star quality. Right now, with all these potholes and things, I wouldn't even like to begin to assess our road network. It's abysmal. Yes, there are reasons, the rain and storm and hurricane and infrastructure over the years and stuff. We all know that. But the reality is, at the end of the day, is that our road network right now needs serious intervention.
Yes. And we have a minute to break, Dr. Jones. And before Stephen Shaw comes, the increasing regulations and penalties in recent times, how has that influenced or impacted the latest figures?
Well, let me say this generally, because we need to have, because the police have a reconstruction unit that they go and investigate every single crash and every single fatality. On the face of it, and this is intention, it will appear that the ticketing system, which is working much more efficiently now, at the start of it, the police are now writing tickets electronically. So a lot of the mistakes that used to be part of the system that created all kind of trouble, those have been virtually eliminated. So you write a ticket, it goes to the tax office. You're required to pay within a certain time. If you don't pay, that that ticket is sent to the court.
Speaking about time, Dr. Jones, we are up on the break now. Hold that thought.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Ready to experience 6 times more freshness in your clothes? Try Downy Scent Beats. Its fragrance is so amazing, you'll have to sniff it to believe it. Try Downy Scent Beats today. 6 times more freshness versus using detergent alone.
GK1 now introduces third-party motor insurance from GK General Insurance. Download and log into the GK1 app. Then select one of 3 affordable third-party options, 25, 35, or 40,000 annually. But there's more. For a limited time, when you purchase a third-party insurance on the GK1 app, you get $1,000 in your GK1 wallet. Yes, money back just like that. One app, 3 motor insurance options from GK General Insurance. Download and insure your car on the GK1 app today.
Keep your career options open for local and overseas job opportunities in the booming hospitality and tourism industry with City and Guilds and ABE and Growth certification at Distinction College. Start online and face-to-face classes very soon in a career of high demand for workers globally and get certified in housekeeping, food preparation, waitering, travel, tourism, and hospitality. Bartending and mixology, customer service, call center, key baking and decorating, airline ticketing, no subjects required, no age limit. Register this week and get an additional course for free. Call Distinction College at 876-356-4167 or 354-8560. Visit us in Kingston, Spanish Town, Ocean Us online or St. Elizabeth.
The Wolf Bar New Testament Church of God Mass Choir presents Rejoice! Emmanuel has come. Join us for our annual Christmas recital celebrating the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Sunday, December 15, we gather at 65 Waltham Park Road for a time of rich celebration at 6:30 p.m. Rejoice! Emmanuel has come.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint, and this is the first watch. We're looking on the role of our roads in lowering the road death count. And in so doing, we have online Dr. Lucien Jones, Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council. And now we are joined by Stephen Shaw, Manager of Communication and Customer Services at the National Works Agency. Welcome to you both.
Hi, good morning.
Yes.
Hi, morning, Stephen.
Yes, okay. So, Dr. Jones, you were telling us about the ticketing system before we went to the break. Continue.
Yeah, so I was saying that this system is much more efficient now. So, tickets are being written up electronically in accordance with, and tickets are being written up if you transgress, if you break the New Road Traffic Act, which is what started the conversation. And that ticket is sent to the tax office. You're required to pay within a certain time. If you don't pay, it goes to the courts. And if you don't pay there when you're summoned, well, in law, there's a certain time period that would have to elapse before a court date is set. And if you don't turn up in court, then a warrant is issued for your arrest. So I'm not saying gone are the days when people can be walking around with 1,000 tickets and 2,000. But those numbers are decreasing because the police are arresting people and they are making it known, more importantly. And we're helping them to make it known also.
And they're using the technology.
So it is not that we are at a point where people are extremely frightened, but I think they are being more cautious now, and that's part of the reason why. And the whole point, of course, is change behavior.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why the numbers are trending down. But we need to get them down much further in order for us to achieve some measure of success.
Yeah, we're thankful for that. Stephen Shaw, what good news can you tell us in regards to the fixing of the numerous potholes in Jamaica today?
Well, the government has formulated a plan that we have been...
Sounding low, Stephen. Sounding low and far away from the microphone.
Well, I'm actually driving.
Okay.
I'm going...
All right, continue, Stephen. That's the best you can do.
All right. So what is happening is that the government has put together a plan to try and ease some of the driving experiences, the bad driving experiences that persons would have been having in respect of potholes being present on roads. So we have the REACH program, through which some $5 billion is being spent to try and correct some of the ills that persons now face. The last $2 billion the Prime Minister announced whatever, a week or two ago, where we are going to be targeting main roads. First $3 billion involve roads and removal of bulk waste and all of those things. But this this $2 billion is exclusively for main roads. Cabinet approved the program just on Monday, and we are now moving to have the contracts in place so that the contractors can move quickly to implementing the program. Of course, there's one proviso that we have to work with the makers of asphalt, and so our program will certainly be impacted by the asphaltic concrete companies being in operation, mixing, and the material being available. But certainly there's a commitment. The funding has been put in place, and we are going to be using same to make the improvements, to make the driving experience that much better. Of course, there's also the end of year program, through which $1.5 billion is being spent to bush roads. That's the bulky waste program, and patching as well. So if you look at the numbers, we have maybe $5.6 billion that we have as part of a program of maintenance to target the roads that we know are providing some very bad experiences in the form of potholes.
Yeah. Stephen Shaw, there seems to be a thinking out there that these roads, I mean, so many roads almost at the same time have become what they are now. And persons are wondering if from the get-go, if these roads were properly fixed. Is it a sign of poor workmanship and inferior material from the get-go?
No. If you look at what we have been saying for quite some time, you have to look at the global picture. Global picture here meaning the entire road network. Now, we have had investments in our road infrastructure, but the investments that we have had really have been low when compared to the amount of roads that we have to maintain.
So Little Jamaica has more roads on average than other larger islands and countries?
Yes.
Oh.
No, we have, in terms of the main road network, we have some 5,000 kilometers. In roads in general, there are about 27,000 kilometers. That said, 5,000 is main roads. The maintenance of these roads, many of these roads were built many years ago. Some of them might not have benefited from sound engineering. They emerged from bridle tracks to, accommodating single lane, and over time they might have been widened. And so we have some of those as well. Now we know that monies have been spent to do major improvements, but even with those monies being spent, we still have been leaving behind some of the corridors. The maintenance program has not been as strong as we would have liked it to be. Not because we have, mainly because we have not been provided with the requisite funds to treat with the maintenance of roads in the way that we would have desired.
Isn't that
So,
part of the
for example,
irony, Stephen? Isn't that
No,
part of the irony that some of the older
so-
roads are better than some of the newer roads? Some of the older roads are the ones that are holding up quite well.
No, look at it now. I was speaking to the maintenance. So when you look at what we get on an annual basis, maybe $4 billion, but the demand is maybe closer to 100 billion. You're going to have corridors being left behind. You mentioned something about older roads. You might have a point there, but it is dependent on a number of things, to include the level of use and the types of vehicles that use these roads. We have larger, heavier vehicles on our roads, and there is the issue of overloaded vehicles, which continues to dog us, which continues to impact our road network in a very negative way. So there are a lot of issues that are involved in this issue to do with the condition of our roads.
So the workmanship is okay, and the material being used are okay. That is not the problem.
That is not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying that there are a lot of issues that are involved. There is no one thing that is responsible for the roads.
That's included.
That they are.
Okay.
We know in recent times, what we have had is weeks and weeks and weeks of heavy rain. And when you have roads that would have developed cracks over time, the cracks were not sealed, sections of the roads pop out, water goes in, make the situation worse, you're going to find some of these situations, because ideally a strong maintenance program would have sealed the cracks, preventing water from going in. Cracks weren't sealed. The roads would have oxidized. And one of the things I want John the listeners to understand, that roads are designed with a lifespan of time, with a 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And in terms of our structures, 50 or 75 years. We have a lot of roads that are well, way beyond their design life.
Okay. Dr. Lucian Jones, your thoughts on what was just said a while ago with these roads, these potholes especially, maintenance, supervision?
Well, I mean, Stephen is expert, and the NWA, they have the requisite skills to assess what has been happening over the years. The most I would say in terms of supporting Stephen's position is that because the international community understands the importance of having safe roads. I think probably about 5-10 years ago, the World Bank, from whom in those days, and actually about now, money used to be borrowed to fix roads, has stipulated that 10% of the budget was supposed to be allocated to making sure the roads are safe in terms of road safety issues. Which will include, of course, the whole question of the efficiency at which how we build roads and how long it will last, etc. So the questions and the issues that Stephen and his team are grappling with, including various contractors and various people who have built roads over the years. You remember at one time we had the French building the highway.
Right.
And then the Chinese came, and then you have subcontractors, and not everybody at the same level of builds roads at the same level of efficiency, plus the whole climate change stuff and the increase in motor vehicle traffic. So it's a complex issue, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is that we need to have safe roads if you're going to have less road fatalities. It's a very important part of the mix. It is not the only thing which is important, but it's a very important part of the mix. So I understand what Stephen is grappling with.
Yes. And of course, I think we had a recent report of a motorcyclist trying to avoid a pothole, went right into a vehicle that was coming in the opposite direction. Now dead, you know.
Yeah, that has been documented. It's not a huge number, but it's a So I'm comfortable to have these things happening because of bad roads.
Yeah. Gentlemen, thanks for being on our program. Stephen, I'm so sorry we're out of time, Stephen. Totally out of time. All right. Thanks for being on our program. Have a safe and productive day.
Perfect.
Listeners, the Morning Watch will return in just a moment.
If you want to make this holiday season, give the gifts that keep on giving. The time by Jan Bank is
7:31.
It's the one in a million feeling. When it starts to ring, everyone starts to sing. Give sleep and give up. Christmas angel. Bro, make every day wrap up like Christmas thing with you. Everyone who signs up for Yard and Road for only $5,300 plus GCP gets a $25,000 supermarket card. Plus 5 lucky customers could win extra chance of $1 million each. Sure, Christmas thing is the Offer ends December 31, 2024. Conditions apply.
Oreo wants to remind you that Christmas is here, the time of year when every day there are more special details, because now we don't walk down the street humming any song. Now we walk to the rhythm of a Christmas carol. Christmas is celebrated every day with moments that make it more special. Oreo invites you to enjoy and keep playing every day of this season. Oreo, stay playful.
A new story is being written for all Jamaicans. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation is on a mission to transform lives, from increasing access to potable water, providing secure homes for the most vulnerable, and helping you own a piece of the rock. We're revitalizing communities and preserving our environment. And with every road built and every investment made, we're making an impact. See the difference. Feel the difference. Building a better Jamaica for you and me.
Stop and win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Spend $6,000 or more before GCP at any Megamart location and fill out the entry form provided for a chance to win a brand new stove, fridge, and microwave this Christmas from Appliance Traders Limited. Visit us on social media to win monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Grace Foods, and Face the Commodity Company Limited. Promotion runs from September 30 to December 6th. Shop now to win a mega kitchen from Megamart. By far. Conditions apply. Must be 18 years or older to enter. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
You hear the news? AM Financial give them customers cash back for the Christmas. Cash back! You can get up to $15,000 with every loan disbursed. True. Plus, them increase the loan amount so you can get anything you want. And with every loan, you get a free gift. Free! Apply now at loansale.amfinancialja.com. 876-437-3982. Make sure you apply early. Promotion ends January 31st. Conditions apply.
Ready to experience 6 times more freshness in your clothes? Try Downy Scent Beads. Its fragrance is so amazing, you have to sniff it to believe it. Try Downy Scent Beads today. 6 times more freshness versus using detergent alone.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's now look at the newspapers to see what is being said, what is being done in the Jamaican context and elsewhere. In the Gleaner, major guns and ammunition find at wharf in Kingston. And also we see in the Gleaner, TikTok files challenge against Canadian government to dissolve its business. In the Observer, which $3 trillion finance minister says appropriations accounts is behind and not money missing. Also in the Observer, gas price is down $2.94, diesel down $3.06. And then in Loop News, suspect murder of police corporal held at Norman Manley Airport, and man allegedly shot woman with AK-47 rifle. during man allegedly shot woman with AK-47 rifle during argument at his home. Wow. Well, those are some of the major stories in our newspapers. Coming up next, we read some of the feedback from our social media question. What is the true spirit of Christmas? What is the true spirit of Christmas? We're asking to leave a comment on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, Love 101 FM Jamaica, or WhatsApp 876-997-3125. We'll be right back.
Thank you for calling NCB's Customer Care Center. Our agents are currently serving other calls. Please hold for the next available agent.
Why wait in line to get your bank account balance? Check your account easily using the NCB Interactive Voice Response. No data, no branch visits, no app required. Hear your account balance anytime, anywhere. Simple, secure, convenient, and powered by you. Dial 888-622-3477 and follow the prompts to try it today.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Febreze. Imagine getting home after a long day and it smells so amazing that it makes you smile. Try Febreze Plus, an air freshener that delivers continuous scent for up to 50 days when you plug it in low mode. Indulge in wonderful scents for weeks with Febreze. La, 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 la,
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Now, in a recent informal survey reportedly conducted by the Jamaica Observer, the following question was asked: what is your favorite part of the Christmas season? And the responses were reportedly as follows. First of all, spending time with family and friends. 56% of the respondents mentioned that as their, favorite part of the Christmas season. Then secondly, eating Christmas dinner and food, 20%. Thirdly, listening to Christmas carols and songs, 10%. Fourthly, receiving and giving gifts, 5%, and attending parties, 2%. So, what are the issues and implications arising from the results of those polls? And how important is the true spirit of Christmas to Jamaicans today? Well, to discuss this, we have joining us the Reverend Dr. Dave Goss, Director of the Institute of Caribbean Studies, and we hope to be joined by Michael Nicholson in a short while. Good morning to you, Reverend Dr. Goss. Yes, good morning.
Morning to listeners as well. Morning.
Yes. Good. How are you doing?
Not bad, given all the circumstances, but not bad.
Yes. Right, we hope to be joined by Michael Nicholson soon, Dr. Goss. Yes. But in the meantime, what are your opening thoughts in terms of the aforementioned Observer poll in the preamble?
It's interesting. I'm not surprised that 50% got spending time with family and friends, because I think that is a reality. But that 2% for parties now actually surprised me, because I know we live in an age, where entertainment is massive, multi-billion. Everybody, here just everybody profit. So here, secularism and materialism and entertainment, they are like forefront in people's lives. So
Bashment.
that's a thing. Yes. But unless, for example, though, the 50% of people who say family and friends, right? That somehow in that include party as well.
Yes, that everyone then.
Right.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
the straight entertainment lovers, which are
Yes.
many across the island, I don't see do for that. So,
Yeah, so that's surprising
so
at
that's
this
what I
time.
found interesting.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think
and
the alarm question though to be yeah.
no, go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, go ahead.
You were
Yes.
saying.
No, I think the alarm question though is that there's a strong God consciousness in our country. Very strong. Even the gunmen we know, for example, the gunmen have like the New Testament in the back pocket or something like that, you know. So that's strong God consciousness in our country. But there's a dissonance, I think, between that God consciousness and the kind of a very conservative theology that we have inherited from the missionary that we haven't fully fleshed out yet in a Caribbean setting. I think that accounts, I think, the dissonance between what people and the true essence of Christmas, as I look at it.
Yes. And seeing that you mentioned that, what do you regard, Dr. Goss, as the true spirit of Christmas?
We know the essential message is about the incarnation of Jesus Christ on earth, you know, to be the example for us and show us the way and all that, and to die for us. That is the essential message. But embodied message now then is the quality of spending time with relationships with other people and family and friends and fun. You know, those are part of the meaning of Christmas. So we have the core, which is Jesus Christ and his birth and his entrance into the world to save us. But also have the outer core as well, which we are actually observing, as what the poll says, spending time with family and friends and building relationships. Those are part of the outer core. But, and as I said, now for the inner core, most people in Jamaica do accept that Jesus Christ was born. Well, he might have wasn't born in December 25th, right? But the relevance of his birth and how it is concretized on a daily basis, that's where the dissonance is. So we accept it. We cannot believe it, but we don't make it be a part of our daily lives. And I think because of that, I think our missionary theology, we have not yet transformed our missionary theology into a kind of a Caribbean theology, better significance of Jesus in an ordinary world. So, for example, this European idea of the is that between sacred and the secular is something we have inherited. That is problematic.
Yes.
We are African people, and African people now we believe that all life is sacred. That has implication for how we live our life. If we believe that all life, if the God man going out there no wrong, you know that it's wrong. It's about build holistic relations with others.
Yes.
You know, so those are some of the things I think that where the dissonance is, where people are not so much impressed longer with this kind of conservative thing towards by the missionaries. No, on a practical level though, what we have done practically though, we have you have no kind of Bible is kind of word we have fleshed that out nicely, you know. So worship style is different in our African sense. But we haven't really wrestled with the issue of being a Christian African to take African out of us. I think that is problematic for many people who are not attracted to the message of Christianity any longer. You know, so that's why I'm saying we have a dissonance that I think we need to work through. But we have a strong God consciousness still in our island, where people do believe and look to God for protection, guidance, help, strength, wisdom in their own way. You know, whether to the gathering, that so many people are wearing, whether going to the so-called Oba man for protection, or calling on them when in trouble, we have a strong God consciousness, but it doesn't translate now into daily lives.
Yes, right. Okay, we're up on a break, Dr. Goss. We'll be right back.
Christmas a come go down a Pasco. 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 We go down to Pasco. Christmas tree, it's not a family. Pops and pops sitting up on Christmas Day. We get the decorations go down a Pasco. Matching sheet and curtains go down a Pasco. Something for everyone go down a Pasco. Christmas a come go down a Pasco.
GK1 now introduces third-party motor insurance from GK General Insurance. Download and log into the GK1 app. Then select one of 3 affordable third-party options, 25, 35, or 40,000 annually. But there's more. For a limited time, when you purchase a third-party insurance on the GK1 app, you get $1,000 in your GK1 wallet. Yes, money back just like that. One app, 3 motor insurance options from GK General Insurance. Download and insure your car on the GK1 app today.
Mama work hard, for real. To do the most to send me and my brother go school. So, the dream was always to go to university. Well, I fulfilled 2 dreams with 1 Jane Bank savings plan, you know. I further my education and I make mama proud.
Stop wishing you could. With your Jane Bank savings, you absolutely can. Jane Bank will help you find a way.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. In this, the second watch, we are asking how important is the true spirit of Christmas to Jamaicans today. In so doing, we have online the Reverend Dr. Dave Goss, Director of the Institute of Caribbean Studies. And now we are joined by Michael Nicholson, who's an actor and master event coordinator. Welcome again, Reverend Dr. Goss, and welcome, Michael Nicholson.
Good morning, Dr. Goss. Good morning, Dylan. Thank you so much for having me.
Right. Good to have you both. Yeah, see, now you just joined us, Michael Nicholson. What in your view is the true spirit of Christmas?
Well, the true spirit of Christmas is family, having everybody gather together at your table to enjoy the fact that you've lived to see another year, that we're all together in fellowship, we're all together from across the world, no matter where we are, we have come to this place to celebrate Christmas, to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That means so much to me. And of course, as an actor, back in the day, it was also the prelude to the national pantomime, which is something that all Jamaicans look forward to. So you know, even the preparation for that is an exciting moment, is a historic moment. So all of that goes together to become, for me, the true spirit of Christmas, the true spirit of a Jamaican Christmas.
When charge you Michael Nicholson for that commercial input a while ago. But gentlemen, what's your response to those who argue that there's no true spirit of Christmas? That it really is a nebulous concept because Christmas is what each and every one of us chooses to make of it. Dr. Goss, you first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we live in a world, you know, where we are highly secularized, and that has become, and also we are more educated as well formally, and we have the World Wide Web, we can find an answer. So it's not surprising that persons now are arguing about this kind of relativism, and this is where I go back to the point about Africa versus Europe. That is a kind of European response, right? About leave me alone, we decide one thing. We are African
European.
And
sorry, it's a European response. Dr. Goss?
Yes.
Did I hear you clearly? European is not for the western part of the world as well?
No, the point that I am making is that we are African people, you see? And African people have a tradition of living in community with others. So we're not into this idea, this kind of Western idea that leave me alone to do my own thing and have my own private life and that kind of thing. And what is relevant have that to me? That's why what Nicholas said about the fact now that in our country now, this time of the year It's a time where we look forward to spending time with family and friends and everybody and one big fun and excitement and all that. Because that's who we are as Caribbean people, African people, right? And I think that's why I'm saying that there's a dissonance between the kind of secularization that is happening to us now, based again on some of the values of Europe, which have and are still entering into our consciousness. So we are far more split from our African roots to a far more European, North American kind of idea about life.
All right. Hearing you. Michael Nicholson, your take on that?
Well, as Doc said, yes, some countries celebrate that kind of way, but based on how you've been brought up, especially in Jamaica, you know, Christmas is a time when you get your ducks in a row, you get everything together, you clean house, you begin to start afresh, you begin to start anew. There are so many things that you have to do within that time, because it's the spirit of Christmas. It's how we celebrate. And I've been brought up from a child feeling that way. Yes, the whole thing of Santa Claus sometimes and Father Christmas becomes an issue, but you still look forward to that moment where the same kind of excitement that you had as a child, knowing that if you've been good for the whole year, you're going to be rewarded as a result. Okay? It's something that you also look forward to, and it's embedded in our society. When you talk about people taking, even in the country areas back in the day, taking the stuffing out of the mattress and making sure that it is clean and ready to be put back in the mattress in preparation for Christmas. It's a sense of order, a sense of discipline, a sense of every member of the family becomes a part of this great tradition, because you literally have been brought up in it and have become a part of it, and you pass it down to your children too. So whether it becomes commercialized outside of our Jamaican society, outside of our Jamaican psyche, again, right, because it's so steeped in our history and tradition, it really isn't something that gets to us where we're going to say, oh, I'm doing my own thing, or I'm doing my own thing here, because that's not what we are as a people. And Jamaicans, when there's an occasion that brings us together, whether it's birth, death, funeral, Christmas is an occasion that brings Jamaican and Jamaican families together, and that's what matters for us as a people.
Yeah. What about the concept of natural evolution, though? That the traditions that all three of us would have adhered to over the years. There are those, the younger persons now, this generation, who are forming and formulating their own tradition, which will become the tradition 50 years from now, should the Lord tarry. How do you respond to that, Michael Nichols?
With Jamaica, slow, very slow. It's going to take some time, because I guess even some of the things that we used to do as children, we probably don't do them now. But the tradition will remain. And in the next 50 years, we will celebrate Christmas the same way. I don't see us diverting too far from what our core traditions have been in terms of family, communion, union, and that.
I'm not so sure. I mean, I hear Michael. Sorry.
Yes, Dr. Goss, continue. Dr. Goss?
No, I'm sorry. I don't know if I cut off.
Yeah, yes, go ahead.
Yes,
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I cut Michael off, because I wasn't hearing for a part. But I'm not so optimistic about Michael's vision. I mean, culture is something that is not static. And yes, there will be evolution, right? But look at it now. Look at it now. Then, what I have seen when I grew up as a boy in Christmas is completely different. We have a lot of those. So you think 20 years from now, we won't have them. And why we won't have them is because in our culture, we still don't accept our Africanness, our values and tradition that the older people have. That's why we did our because we were deeply rooted in kind of African culture and tradition about the cleaning of the house, and that's a part of the culture. You have a clean house.
Dr. Goss, sorry to cut you.
I'm saying that 20 years from now, if we don't keep on teaching our children.
Yes. Yeah, Dr. Goss, I was about to say that our Africanness, as you would say there, that's also evolving. Because in Africa right now, the
Yes,
nations in Africa, there are things that they are now doing that they weren't doing centuries ago.
yes. And that is and I refer no more to our pre-colonial tradition that came across to this part of the world. Right. So yes, you have correct, because even Africa is very much highly commercialized, westernized as well.
Yeah, man.
As well.
More than you could imagine.
So we are losing traditions.
Yes.
Another point I'm making, you know, that we have been so colonized that 30 years from now, and we still have Christmas and all that and fun and folly and that kind of thing, but it won't be the same as what Michael and I experienced 20, 30 years ago when we were children, and even experiencing now. Because our children, for example, they think differently from how if I think. They don't know they're going to meet together as how we meet. We try to meet today.
Meet on social media. And TikTok.
Technology might make it a little different, but I think the concept will still remain the same in terms of us. That sense of having to come together, having to find each other, to be there for each other, because of how deeply rooted it is in our lives.
Yes. What, gentlemen, as we went on our discussion, what could or should be done, therefore, to reclaim the true, genuine, bona fide spirit of Christmas? Dr. Goss and then Michael Nicholson. What could and should be done?
Yeah, I think we have to make the Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ, not just be and its relevance a one-time thing, but something that is done, is meant on a daily basis. So I think we need to get back to understanding the relevance of Christ, and we need to work through a kind of a Caribbean culture, theology, lifestyle that Christmas is replicated every day of our lives, rather than just this one big occasion where we have it for Christmas. Flesh it out on a daily basis. That's how I see it.
Not just a Christmas season, but from January 1 going forward.
January 1, yes.
Interesting. Michael Nicholson, your take on that? What could and should be done?
I totally agree with that. And I think, again, with our core values as a family, we have to instill it in our children that this is why we are the way we are. This is why our family is as strong as the way it is, because there is that bond that keeps us together, not just because we're probably born in the same family name or same mothers and fathers, but the fact that it's the spirit of Christmas that also keeps us together as a people and as a family, and it creates a strong bond for us. And that level of kindness that we show, even for one day, if we can stretch it out every day of our life, but we treat every day like Christmas, be a little kinder every day, be a little nicer every day, right? If we can get that kind of attitude and spirit through our families, through our communities, through other parishes and the rest of the world, I think we'd be a much better place. That Christmas coming around again is like, oh, it's here again so quickly, because we've been living the spirit of Christmas in our life. That spirit of giving, that spirit of fellowship, that spirit of community, unity, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so we must not only give love on Christmas Day, as a song says, but every day.
Every day.
Every day. All right. And of course, gentlemen, the commercialization of Christmas, I think we also have to be careful lest while we are knocking that, we are not also a part of it, because the shopping and everything, we are a part of it. And while we're saying that the Christmas is too commercialized, I mean, what's your suggestion there, Michael Nicholas?
Well, if you decide that you're going to be buying gifts, do it early. And if you don't have to necessarily go into traffic, do it online. Because it makes life so much easier for you. So you can actually watch the traffic go by and just not be a part of it. Or you can jump in, become a part of it, and don't complain, because it's part of that process.
It is.
That we face each year.
It really
and
is.
We're going to face whether we like it or not.
It really is. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Interesting discussion as we talk about the true spirit of Christmas. And all the best to both of you for the season and for the upcoming new year.
Thank you so much.
Bless you. All right. Thank you, listeners, for being with us. For information or get copies of this program, call our production department at 876-968-9596-7. This has been the Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Kathy Gale, and our guests. Please join Mr. Stokely Marshall next week as he continues to look at the issues of the day. I'm Dylan Toussaint, perhaps my last time this year on the program as we go into the Christmas season and the New Year. Wishing you all the best, compliments of the season, and God's willing, see you next year. Handing you back to Love in the Morning.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness works to ensure the provision of quality health services and promotes healthy lifestyles and environmental practices for all Jamaicans. The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is
8 a.m.